Well, I thought it was kind of important for you to understand a little bit more about what Dream Factory is, since we're going through this big production blog on every step of our process. And of course, as you're noticing, I literally am going from the very beginning when I found Ed in the property all the way up into when we get into production on our CG short that we're doing. So Dream Factory started as development as a TV series. And after quite a few years of development of that and close starts, but we never really got anything up, then we turned it into a feature. And in future ones, I'll talk about what we did in converting it. But what we started with, Dream Factory, is a factory where all dreams are made. And it stars Matt, this 12-year-old boy who's really clumsy. He's got some really close friends, but they're kind of geeks. We all kind of sat down and you know how all preteens, Matt was 12, all preteens kind of feel insecure about themselves. But what we had, Matt was also not very coordinated. Now, I was very coordinated. I was a champion skateboarder. So we thought, well, let's put him on skateboards, but let's show how terrible he is and clumsy and tripping over things. Because we wanted to really have a difference in Matt between how he is in the real world and in Dream Factory. So going back to what Dream Factory is. So Dream Factory is where all dreams are manufactured, and Matt, this 12-year-old clumsy boy, finds his way into the Dream Factory. And the way he does that is he sets a trap under his bed for the monsters he's been hearing. And a monster sets off the trap. Matt holds on to the rope. And when the monster bolts back to the factory, it drags Matt with him under his bed, and boom, he lands in the Dream Factory. Well, once he's there, comes to find out that Matt fulfills a prophecy that the Dremen, the people who work in the factory, the Dremen, they've got a prophecy of the Daywalker, the boy who's never had a nightmare, the one who comes and restores balance to the factory and saves them all. See, there's a battle going on in the factory between the Dream Weaver, this ethereal essence whose very body herself powers the factory. She's in battle against the Nightmare King. Now, the Nightmare King used to be the number 2 in command of the factory. And he tried to take over. And when the Dremgar, the dragon-like guards, really freaking cool things, and Raz, the general, they battled Nightmare King and his minions and cast him down into the bowels of the factory to live forever down there, no longer being second in command. Kind of get the allegory that's going on with this? And the Nightmare King is always trying to regain power and take over the Dream Factory. Okay, so Matt now comes in as one who's going to restore balance and keep the Nightmare King down below. So that's the large goal. So every episode when we developed this had something to do with Matt has his own issues back at home and how he dealt with it by going into the Dream Factory and learning something, or diving into people's dreams. That's another cool thing we have with being able to enter and exit out of individuals' dreams. So Matt can actually find out things that his family and friends are thinking or dreaming about, and they don't know what that he knows all of that. So many different things we've got. And then Burp, Matt's best friend, this runt Dremgar, gets Matt in trouble. So some episodes will just focus on them, but everything is about Matt. He is the focus of what he's able to win, his failings, the troubles he runs into, because there's such a huge world both at home and within the Dream Factory. So it's this gigantic universe that we have to be able to play with in this. So that's the Dream Factory. I mean, we had developed, in fact, this is part of the treatment that we had put together, and I'll take you guys through this in another one of our blogs. But we actually broke down the first 13 episodes, which has really changed a lot over the years. It's a hell of a lot better now. In fact, we've done multiple versions of some of these, depending on who we're pitching to. So that's the Dream Factory. So as we're going through this, that gives you an idea of what we're working towards and gives you a kind of a sneak at the moment of what kind of story we're going to be telling.